Can I ask you something honest?
Tease.
Have you ever worked really hard? I mean, really hard. Waking up early, staying disciplined, and you just felt like life wasn't moving at all.
That is, I think, one of the most universal feelings for anyone trying to build something. It's that feeling of just running in place.
Exactly. And that's what this deep dive is all about. We're looking at a source, a really compelling conversation between two people, Stalin and David, who they tear that exact feeling apart.
Right. And our mission here, for you listening, is to give you a new way to think about that feeling of being stuck.
Because the core insight, and this is what really struck me, is that we misunderstand what hard work is even for in those early days.
Yes. We think it's a transaction.
Yeah.
I work hard, so my life should move forward.
But the source material suggests it's not about moving forward, not at first. Sometimes it's about building something inside you. Preparation for a moment you can't even see is coming.
That's it exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
we know you're putting in the hours, you're showing up, but you look over and it feels like everyone else is just flying past you.
The promotions, the recognition, the money, all of it.
And you're doing everything by the book, but it feels heavy, like you're trying to sprint through water.
And the story that kicks this whole thing off, Stalin's story, is just the perfect, painful example. He was stuck. I mean, really, truly stuck in a job he hated.
Long hours, low pay.
Zero respect. And you know that feeling where you just look around and think, is this my ceiling? Is this really it?
And the most important part of their conversation, the most honest part, is that for a long, long time, nothing changed.
Right. This wasn't some quick, I worked hard for a month and got discovered story.
This was months, maybe years of pushing against a concrete wall and getting absolutely nothing back. That silence, that sustained struggle is the part everyone skips in the success story.
Okay, so let's dig into that moment. That specific point where the work goes from just being difficult to feeling totally pointless.
Yes, because it's a distinct shift. It's when failure stops being this vague possibility and starts to feel like a certainty.
Like it's the logical next step.
Exactly. The source describes it so clearly. You're sitting alone, the laptop screen is glowing.
And there it is, another rejection email, another project canceled.
And in that moment, with zero return on all that effort, this dangerous voice starts up in your head.
And it's not an angry voice, is it? It's quiet.
It's insidious. It's the little thoughts like, maybe I'm just not good enough.
Or, okay, I've put in the work more than anyone and nothing. So the problem has to be me.
And that's a crisis of self-worth that you can't just think your way out of.
And this is where the source points out the real danger. Quitting at that point doesn't even feel dramatic.
No, not at all. It
You're
feels
simple.
logical. That's the word they use. It's logical. You look at the spreadsheet of your life energy out versus results in, and the math just doesn't work. Walking away seems like the smart move.
That's the scariest moment, I think, when giving up disguises itself as being pragmatic.
It's an accounting decision for your soul. And that's where most people get off the ride.
But he didn't. Stalin had to defuse that logic bomb. And what's fascinating is that the fix wasn't some external validation.
No guarantee of success appeared. The shift was entirely internal. It was moving his focus away from the outcome and onto his identity.
Okay, I hear that, but let's be practical. How does focusing on identity help when you still have bills to pay?
It doesn't, not right away. And that's the whole point. It's not a strategy for success. It's a strategy for survival.
So what did he do?
He asked himself a different question. Not, will this work? But if I quit now, who do I become in 5 years?
Wow.
That question has nothing to do with a product launch or a promotion. It's all about you.
So the motivation changes. It's not, I have to believe I'll win. It's more like, I refuse to lose to myself, to the version of me that quits when things get quiet.
Exactly. It reframes the whole struggle. It's not about optimism anymore. It's about integrity.
You stop trying to control the outside world, and you just focus on who you're deciding to be in the face of all that resistance.
And that's the foundation. That's what lets you absorb the hits without crumbling.
Okay, so that keeps you in the game, but you still have to play. How do you operate when the rules feel broken, when effort and success aren't connected?
Well, this is the next big idea from the source. You have to completely abandon the idea that hard work is a deal.
A deal?
Yeah, a transaction. We all secretly believe in it. I put in X hours, so I am owed Y result. And when the world doesn't pay up, we feel cheated.
We feel betrayed by the system.
Precisely. So we have to recalibrate that whole formula. The one we think is true is simple. I work, arrow, I succeed.
Clean. Linear.
And completely false. The real-life formula, the one they pieced together in this conversation, is what's messier.
Let's hear it.
It's a work arrow I grow, then arrow I fail. Arrow I grow again, then arrow I wait.
The waiting part is killer.
It is.
Yeah.
And then, after the waiting, arrow I grow again. And only then, after all of that, maybe I succeed.
That sequence, especially the I grow part, showing up after failing and after waiting, that's huge. Are those two types of growth different?
That's a great question, and yeah, they are. The growth during I fail is, it's technical. You learn what the market doesn't want. You gain specific knowledge.
Okay, so that's learning from your mistakes. Active learning.
Right. But the growth that happens during I wait, when you're just putting one foot in front of the other and nothing's happening,
What's that?
that's the invisible growth. That's where you build capacity,
Mm.
patience, resilience, trust in yourself when no one else sees a reason to.
That kind of strength doesn't show up on a resume.
Not at all. But it's the only thing that allows you to actually handle success when it finally shows up. The effort is never, ever wasted. The internal strengthening is real.
So the effort isn't a payment for a result. The effort is the result, in a way. It's building the muscle.
Which brings us right to the next principle.
Yeah.
This idea of delay as development.
Right? We see a delay and we think it's a penalty, a punishment.
But the source frames it completely differently. The delay is just. It's the time needed for the foundation to cure.
Let's go back to Stalin's story. So, months go by, he's doing this invisible work, and an opportunity finally appears. What was it?
He's actually really funny about it. He says it was nothing big, nothing flashy. It wasn't a huge promotion.
Okay.
It was a chance to manage a small but incredibly complex project. And it required the exact mix of skills he'd been sharpening on his own and the emotional toughness he'd built from all the rejection.
And what was the big realization he had?
It hit him like a ton of bricks. He realized that if that exact same humble opportunity had come just 6 months earlier,
He would have failed.
he wouldn't have been ready. He would have been overwhelmed, he would have underperformed, and he would have blown his shot. The delay wasn't holding him back.
He was giving him time to get ready.
The universe was giving him time to prepare for the opportunity he'd been asking for.
That changes everything. The job he hated, the rejection, it wasn't pointless. It was the training ground. It was building the muscle he needed to lift the next weight.
It's like a marathon runner.
Yeah.
All those months of training when you're not winning anything, that's not wasted time. That's building the heart and the lungs you need just to finish the race.
Which, of course, runs straight into the biggest enemy of this whole process, the comparison trap.
Ugh, it's the absolute worst. We look at other people and we feel like we're so far behind in life.
But this framework would say that's impossible.
It is impossible. You're not behind. You're just early in your process. The source uses this incredible analogy.
What's that?
It says, we make the mistake of comparing our chapter 3. The messy setup, the character flaws, the conflict,
The part where nothing makes sense yet.
to someone else's chapter 20, their climax, their big resolution. We compare our messy beginning to their polished ending, and we call ourselves a failure.
When really, we're just not reading the whole book. And what society celebrates, the hype, the overnight success, that's not what real, lasting success looks like, according to this.
Not even close. Real success, the kind that lasts, is. It's slow, it's quiet,
Repetitive.
and it rewards consistency, not hype. The people who make it are the ones who built that internal capacity when absolutely no one was watching.
But let's be real. Does accepting all this mean your self-doubt just vanishes?
Not a chance. That's another myth. The source is clear. Self-doubt is a permanent roommate. It never really moves out.
So what does that mean for confidence?
It means we have to redefine it. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. If you wait for that feeling, you will wait your entire life.
So what is it?
Confidence is a choice. It's an action. It's choosing to move forward anyway, even with that doubt screaming in your ear.
It's a behavior, not a feeling.
That's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
This gives you, the person listening who feels stuck, a real tangible goal. Your goal isn't to feel ready.
Your goal is to keep showing up until readiness is forced to catch up with you.
Exactly. Your actions create the capacity. Readiness is a consequence of the work, not a requirement to start.
So let's wrap this up. For anyone out there who is in that waiting phase right now, what are the key things they need to hold on to from this deep dive?
Okay, 3 big things. First, your effort is creating invisible growth. Even if you see no external proof, you are stronger and more capable today than you were last year. That is real.
Second, that delay you're feeling, it's not a punishment. It is preparation. It's the time you need for your foundation to become strong enough to hold up the life you want to build.
And finally, remember that real long-term success is defined by consistency, not by immediate, flashy results. Just embrace the slow, quiet, repetitive work. That's the engine.
So if you're listening right now and you're tired, you feel unseen, maybe you're really close to taking that logical sounding offer to just quit.
We want to leave you with this last thought straight from the source. One day, you're going to look back at this exact moment,
The struggle, the quiet, the feeling of being stuck.
and you will realize with total clarity that it wasn't breaking you, it was building you. It was building the version of you strong enough to handle everything you're hoping for.
So please, don't quit in the chapter that explains your